Good news, your FICO score has increased by 124 points. Now, as you can see, back on February 7, 2023, their credit score increased 124 points. Credit rating has increased from poor to good. Now, as you can see, the day before, there were a lot of disputes that were updated and changes to the credit file. And then the next day, so you see on February 7th, their credit score increased by 124 points.
Hey, shout out Crown Credit Pro. I started with them about a month and a half ago. I got the premium package. I started at a 635 and now I'm at a 750. My business is about to be funded. Everything came in clutch. I had a date that I needed it done by, and we beat that date by a month. So I appreciate Crown Credit Pro and Lindsay for helping me throughout the whole process, and throughout the funding process. They stayed along and helped me more, man. Thank you.
I just want to give a huge shout out to Crown Credit Pro. They are the first and hands down only credit repair company that I will ever think of to get things done in a very timely manner. Jason and his team over there, man, they're getting stuff done. They're taking care of people and they're changing lives day by day. I would suggest anybody who read or, see any testimonial videos, man, these things are true. This is actually happening today. People are changing their lives with Crown Credit.
Can you just, kind of walk through like the timeline and in terms of like expectations, like the total length of time from, someone joining as a client to when, their credit report gets resolved?
Sure. So we have a 120-day business turnaround. Now, it doesn't usually take the full 120 business days, but the reason why we make it as it is because we have so many clients. We've got about 6,000 customers. So we need the allotted time to process the paperwork and send it out to the credit bureau. So I would say within the first 30 to 45 business days, you should see movement. Usually, a lot of customers lately have been saying their Equifax is completely done. Their Experian has had movement. TransUnion is usually the one that takes the longest to get the updates. But our initial round with Equifax is usually the fastest. And I would say as a timeline within the first 30 business days or less, you would see the file done or mostly completed. Experian would be next. TransUnion would be the last. In regards to bankruptcies usually take 30 to 60 days to actually come off. And that's basically it.
So when you're saying 30 business days, that's really like 6 weeks, right? If you're talking about like, Monday through Friday, that's 5 days is really a week. So when you're talking about 30 business days, that's, actually more like 6 weeks versus 30 actual days, you know what I mean? So
because just to keep in mind, so it takes us about 3 to 5 days to prepare the paperwork. So that's our internal processing team. Once we send it out, it takes we send it out overnight. So the credit bureaus would take 2 to 3 days to get it, because once it gets there, it takes 5 to 7 business days to get into their system. For them to receive it, to make a decision on it, we look at what the decision is maybe on the 10th day, and then we act accordingly. That's called our status updates, and then we make another dispute, or we move to the next bureau. So that's usually how it works internally for us. But so all together, within the first month, you would see movement. If you don't see the first movement in the first month, then you should call us. But there would always be movement in the first month. Lately, like I said, after the Black Friday special, a lot of customers have been happy to see the Equifax completed an even one round. And Experian usually half done. TransUnion, like I said, is usually the one that's lagging behind, because they have a different process in regards to disputing the items.
Just to kind of reiterate, right? Each of the three reporting agencies kind of have, slightly different processes and maybe move at a different pace. So, you may not see everything happening all at once, but to your point, within the first 30 days, you should at least see some movement. And usually that's going to be like, for example, I know like with Experian, for people who have like an Experian login account, you can go in and you get notifications, and it kind of tells you like the item is in dispute, and when the results are ready, you usually get those types of notifications.
That's a good point. So when we sign you up, we also have a dashboard on our website. So once you log in, you should be able to see the updates there as well.
Can you just walk through kind of, how Crown Credit Pro operates in terms of, receiving payments and invoices for the services rendered?
Yes, absolutely. So we have three different ways that we accept payment. We have for our 120 business days, the fee is $2,500. If a customer would like to be on a payment plan, then the $2,500 is not discounted, but we accept $750 down to get started. And over 6 payments, which is the 120 business days, you pay off the balance. The second way, if you'd like your service to be rushed, we have a rush package for $4,000. And that guarantee is for half the time. So instead of 120 business days, it would be 60 business days or less, and you'd see the results. Typically, most people would see results within 30 to 45 business days. And that's only because we have so many clients. So we would put you at our our premier list, and then we would expedite you and get you done. Now, for both for both services, if we cannot get the work done, then what we typically do, so let's say if customer A has 10 items, we would do a variance. We would look at where you were when you started with 10 items. And if let's say you have 1 or 2 items left, then we give you the difference of what the cost was. So if it's $1,000 and there's 10 items, that's $200, I believe. Yeah, $200 per item. I'm sorry, $100 per item. Then you'd be getting back $200. Just whatever the difference is, what we started, you get the difference back of what we couldn't complete. We also have a new program coming in where it would be 100% financing, and that should be coming in the next month or two. We're working for in-house so we can get you a bank that you can finance the entire credit repair process.
So just to kind of clarify, basically what you were saying, looking at the client's profile when they first started, how many items needed to be disputed, and then looking, I guess once you've kind of gone through the whole life cycle of, disputing items and however many items weren't able to get removed, it's kind of like a prorated refund based on the service that was actually completed.
Absolutely. Yes.
Another question that I wanted to bring up, and this is something that you mentioned, just so people are aware, what exactly is Crown Credit Pro, right? Because I believe, there may have been some confusion if you guys were a nonprofit organization. So just can you clarify, just some of those things that kind of arise, just general questions and inquiries that people had regarding, the structure of Crown Credit Pro?
Yeah, so we are a for-profit organization. We are not nonprofit. The difference in our organization is in the credit repair world, there are 3 types of organizations. There are the ones that do subscription-based, like Lexington Law Firm. They kind of typically throw it to the wall, hope it sticks. You pay a small minimum fee per month, and they just dispute the items as not mine, not ours. And if the creditors do not respond, it falls off. But the thing is, once they do respond, it comes back on. It's an elongated process. You typically take a year, maybe 2-3 years to see results. And typically their goal is to keep you strung along long enough so they can continue collecting your subscription. That's a subscription process. Ours is different in that we expedite your services on either program, whether it's 120 business days or even 60 business days. We expedite the process, and the items stay off permanently. Now, the items that we dispute are on the credit file, and they're disputed and they're deleted. However, if there is a balance owed with the creditor, you still owe the balance. So I want to make that clear. Whether it be a bankruptcy, a student loan, or a credit card, you still owe that balance. But it's just deleted from your credit file so that you can move forward and get more credit with other creditors. But you still have an obligation with them internally.
Now, in terms of like the credit, restoration process, right? Is there such thing as like a guarantee that, let's say you exhaust all the different methods of disputing items off of a credit report. Is there such thing as guarantee removal in the credit restoration space? Is that such a thing?
Absolutely not. The thing is, the credit bureaus are the actual determiners whether the item stays or comes off. You know, a lot of files that have been disputed previously, maybe with other organizations or themselves, they're usually a little harder to remove because they're in the system as a frivolous dispute or, you know, what have you. A lot of people who come to us who have been disputed very, you know, not so often are much more easier to have results. But there is no guarantee. So what we do so that the customer does not lose is we give a money back guarantee solution, you know. So whatever we cannot get off, we do a proration of the items that have not been removed and we give you that money back. So that way it's a win-win for both of us. You know, so I know after the New Year's and Christmas, people have spent their money on the Christmas gifts and they've got bills to pay. We also want to take an opportunity to say thank you for the overwhelming response that we've been getting from all you customers. You know, you guys are the ones that are keeping us in business. You guys are the ones that are allowing us to be successful at this. So this sweetheart deal is going to be on the 14th, February 14th. And what we're going to do is offer the service for $1,400. So from the 14th through, I believe, what is it? The 7th, what date is that going to be? The 19th. So from the 14th to the 19th, we're offering our services for $1,400. So from the 14th to the 19th, it won't be $2,500. It will be $1,400, and you'll be able to get all three bureaus taken care of for that price. After the 19th and the 20th, then it'll go back to $2,500. And this does not include the rush fee. So this will be for a regular special, the 120-day business turnaround, $1,400 or less, of course. And you know, we have a new processing team. I'm happy to announce, and they are getting the files in a whole lot faster than ever before. So, you know, you will definitely see results in the first 30 business days or even the file done within that time. So, you know, I would suggest that you take advantage of the $1,400 special, you know, give us a call. We've got representatives waiting now to take your order and get you started and get you to new credit.
That's a heck of a deal. I mean, that's almost like 2020 prices.
Yeah,
So, you know, if you've been on the sidelines, you know, waiting for an opportunity, maybe, you know, 25 or 3,000 was a little bit too much. Right now is probably the best time in probably years, you know, to get in on. If anyone's interested, you know, there's a link in the description of the video. You can also reach out to Crown Credit Pro. You know, if you just want some questions to be answered, you know, they'll offer you a free consultation, you know, kind of let you know what needs to be done in order to get your credit back on track. So again, Jason, I appreciate all the work, all the hard work you guys have been doing, delivering results, changing lives. So you guys definitely make sure you take advantage of this special offer, $1,400, because you probably won't see those prices, you know, too much longer, you know, after this. So again, Jason, pleasure having you on.